Hey everybody, it's Cassie and welcome to my channel. Today is day 13 of Strike Back Videoathon and it is quick reads recommendations. I have quite a few here. Some I read as ebooks and some I do own as physical copies. Others I, borrowed the physical copy from the library, but of course I had to return it. These are all the books I've read over time. Some I read last year, some I've read before I got on BookTube, Bookstagram, anything just before the book community really became a thing. The first book I have here is The Hunger Games by Suzanne Collins. I read this, I think, when the first movie came out, and I do recommend this because it is a quick read. The world is absolutely crazy. I would not want anybody to have to go through this type of situation, but it is a very good book. I think it's a very good take on what this world could be like if war went down and we had to pick ourselves up again and different sections of the world made their own political system. And this book is scary because I don't want that to happen. But I do recommend this if you have not read it. This has been out for quite a while. So if you have not read it, I kind of am surprised, but I do recommend it because it is a very good trilogy. And I think the movies are very good too. The next book I recommend is Geek Guerrilla by Ashley Poston. And it is such a fun, cute take on the Cinderella story. I read this book in a day. It was so fast to read. I took it all in all at one time, and it's so cute, and you can kind of see where it's going because, I mean, it's very, very similar to the Cinderella story, and I just love it. I love fairy tale books and fairy tale retellings, and it's just, they're so fun and so easy to get into. The next book I have is P.S. I Like You by Cassie West. This is the only book I have read of hers, and it's the only book I own. I got this in my out crate, otherwise I probably would never have picked it up. I don't normally read cute, fluffy, contemporary. My normally go-to books are fantasy, high fantasy, just everything magic. But I am glad I had this. I was able to get it in my out crate. And it is so cute. It took me a while to get it, to pick it up because I don't read much contemporary, so it's kind of nerve-wracking to go into something you're not used to. But I ended up really enjoying it. And it's really cute. It's about a girl who just starts scribbling on her desk about the lyrics, and then the next day she comes in and she finds out someone else has scribbled the lyrics down underneath hers, and then they start talking, and it kind of progresses into a cute romance. The next book I read fairly quickly. I read it as an ebook, and that is Every Heart a Doorway by Shannon McGuire. I love this book. Like I said, it's kind of like a fairy tale retelling. It takes place after like the fairy tale events, like what happens when the children or now teenagers or adults come back from this world they have been in for so long. And they have to adjust back in the ways of the mortal human world. And I find it so fascinating how some people just don't want to let it go and they want to go back, or they do want to let it go so they can move on with their lives. And those that do want to go back will try to do anything they possibly can. Another book that I highly, highly recommend. It was a quick read for me because I got so immersed in the world. I got attached to the characters. I had to see what happened to them. And this was such a sad story based on true events. And that is Salt to the Sea by Ruta Sepetys. And this book just hit me in the feels. I absolutely love historical fiction when it's based on true events because, I mean, it's so hard to believe that these events have happened, and you read about them and it just, how could someone do that? How could someone put people, anybody, through these terrible events? And it breaks my heart. to know that there are people out there that don't care about lives of other people. All they see is success and upping their glory, what they think is right to be over all of everything. And they don't care what happens to people that get in their way. And like I said, this book broke my heart. I think it's so sad, but I do highly recommend it. And it takes place in Poland, and it's about those characters, and it's about an event you don't really hear about in the German history. And I love the book so much, and I'm so glad I read it. And the last book I have here is A Monster Calls by Patrick Ness. I absolutely adore Patrick Ness's writing. I've read several of his books, and I love them. Some are fun to read, some really get into your mind, and it's just, it's so good. As you can tell, this is a very short book. It only took me about a day and a half to read, maybe because I think I had other stuff going on. But if I sat down and would have been able to read this a whole day, it would not have taken me very long. But this book, it's also pretty sad. And as a mother reading it, it probably made it even sadder. But I do recommend this. It shows how a child or children they're kind of like their thought process on a parent's, what is going on with their parents. You get to see in a child's eyes how it is hurting him, how he sees his mother, and how he has difficulties dealing with the events that are going on. And this monster comes to him and talks to him and tries to help him see why he's so scared and come to terms with everything. And I do recommend this. I think this will be a good read if you are going through something that you need to come to terms with, and if the monster needs to come and talk to you. I mean, it's really thought-provoking, and I love this book, and I love Patrick Ness's writing, so I do recommend that book. Those are all the books that I recommend that are short, fast, quick reads. Some you could get through in a day, maybe 2 days, but I highly recommend them all. Some fairy tale retellings, just crazy books, sad books, just cute, fluffy contemporaries. I recommend all of those, one reason or another. And let me know if you have read any of these and your thoughts on them, if it did get you in the feels, or if you really did think it was a cute contemporary, or just if you really liked it, or if you didn't, and why. Tell me why, please. And yeah, that's all for today, and I will talk to you in my next video. Bye!